Hello and welcome to Airtime Studios, and we are live playing Planet Coaster at the moment, but feel free to ask me any questions or do anything else you want on this fine evening. We're playing Planet Coaster. If you would like me to play Virtual Towers Online, the full recreation of Alton Towers, then I can do that if you like. I understand that no one is probably watching this video at the moment, but we are live. You can feel free to ask me any questions in the live chat. And today on Planet Coaster we are going to be exploring my one of my theme parks that I created before I started this YouTube channel. And this theme park is called Lake Greenwood. So I am currently off camera a few times making a few edits to it, but let me show you when I originally completed Lake Greenwood. So I've got two different save files, and we're gonna go into the save file when I've completed Lake Greenwood. So we are just loading on to Planet Coaster right now, and we'll see exactly what it says, what we can see on this theme park that I created and took me many months to make. It certainly wasn't an easy build to make. So I'd love to show you guys around it and what I used to build on Planet Coaster. And if you think I should implement any of this to the Planet Coaster series I'm making on my YouTube channel right now, it's still unnamed but doesn't need a name at the moment. But the name for this theme park is Lake Greenwood, and it has this really big lake off center, sort of to the right of the theme park. But it is a massive theme park, which is why it's taken so long to load onto Planet Coaster at the moment. At some point in the video I will take a break for any of you, if you're watching, to ask me any questions. But here we are in Planet Coaster for Lake Greenwood. It's so big that the UI on the side, it took so long to load, and as you can see, it's probably lagging a little bit on your screen. If it's not, I'll be a little bit surprised. But here is my theme park. I had to limit the amount of guests to 4,000, I think it was. Let's just see how many guests we have in this theme park. So yes, the park capacity is 4,000 due to just how big this is. And because of how big it is, my computer started to struggle, and the temple area here turned into sort of nightmare. A few buildings, but as you can see, there is not much theming. But you're going to be astounded at how much theming the rest of the park has to offer. There is an overview of the park called Lake Greenwood, and following that, it's time to enter a Lake Greenwood Park today. As you can see, it is my YouTube channel logo with Lake Greenwood written in the middle. Now, this might surprise you, but this logo came before my YouTube channel, so I did use this exact logo for my YouTube channel and just wrote Airtime Studios in the middle. So, if you didn't know, this is my original logo, the original version of the logo. Same background, same loop, which is from Blue Fire Mega Coaster at Europa Park, just with something different written in it on both. So you start off in this icy sci-fi area, and you can also stay if you go down here. We sort of got a mini resort area here. In this sort of snowy sci-fi area, I'm gonna call it. And we've also got these igloos here that I'm pretending that there's a hotel room in there. I tried putting hotel rooms in the igloos, but the entrance to the hotel is here, and apparently all the rooms need to be really close to the entrance to the hotel. So in the end, I had to put them all underground, just next to it. But I did have the envisionment of putting the hotel rooms in the igloos. But there is this big hotel as well that was kind of a rushed project, as you can see. When I built all of this was a bit of when my computer was struggling with it as well. So this was a bit of rush, as you can see. There's basically random pieces of theming. But it's still a nice area. But my main focuses on this area, on this theme park, were three main areas. The Fairy Tale area, the Wild West area was the main focus, and the Mediterranean area. And most of the pirate area, apart from this left wing, this left wing and the temple area here, sort of when my computer started to struggle, and this hotel. So, but the rest of it, I themed to a very strong extent. Yes, I did have a former pirate area. I did make another one. I wanted to improve it, so I feel like I have done, but I hope I have done. But anyway, so if you entered through that icy area, then you could also, to get to the park, you'd either get this sort of what Disney call the people mover. This ride is. It's called the Light Line in Planet Coaster. So here it is, as you can see. So you can get this through this snowy tunnel that's here, and this only takes you 3/4 of the way through the tunnel. I don't know why I did that. I just didn't want to make it any longer. It always has a massive queue to get home, as you can see in this. The queue's always full for whatever reason. I don't know if it's some setting I have that's not actually letting any people ride it. Probably because I often put the wrong settings on. But if you decide not to, this will only take you out into the exit of this, into this massive tunnel that is the alternative to taking that. As you can see, this tunnel stretches all the way down to the park spawn point where the guests spawn in Planet Coaster, and it takes you all the way to the park entrance. Welcome to Lake Greenwood, everybody. And here is the entrance of Lake Greenwood. I hope you like it. It's sort of this massive two buildings where the train goes through the middle. So this does start off looking nice, gleaming down in the sun. But wait until you see it at night. Stay tuned until a bit later where I show you at night. As you can see, this Fairy Tale area had a massive focus on nature. As you can see, loads of it is really colourful and has so many nature. I even made this Madame Matilda's Fairy Tale garden. So Madame Matilda is the official Fairy Tale mascot for Planet Coaster. You can meet her outside her ride, the Madame Matilda's Marvelous Mark. It's meant to be Marvelous Market, but some stupid Planet Coaster character limitation didn't let me call it the entire thing. I could just call it Madame Matilda's Market, I think that's what I do. I don't really need the marvelous bit. I mean, if you're gonna get rid of anything, it's gonna be the adjective, isn't it? Just make it a bit more simpler. Madame Matilda's Market. There we go, which is the name of the carousel right here. As you can see, which is surrounded in foliage, and in the queue line is sort of a mini market. You can buy this vase, this or flowering pot, whatever that is. You can buy some plants here, a big barrel, some teapots here. You can. Supposedly in real life there'll be stuff in that tent. You can buy some more plants. There's some topiary around. As you can see, this area is the children's area, but I really focused on making the buildings really intuitive and detailed, as you can see, and also surrounded by colourful plants. As you can see, we got this purple buildings with many different coloured doors and windows, and around it we've got all of these different plants. Lake Greenwood is basically built on a really flat landscape, which is what I'm going to try and improve in my current theme park. As you can see, the areas are absolutely massive as well, and a lot of the areas are going to be smaller. But if you've watched, you'll know that the pirate area that I'm building is the entrance for my current theme park. Is the pirate entrance is quite big, so, and a lot of the other areas are going to be a lot smaller. Now that waterfall I built in episode 4 of Planet Coaster was inspired by this waterfall. This is the original waterfall in Lake Greenwood, and I've got to say it fits in around the building a lot better than the one in Lake Greenwood does. I might have to build a building behind that. As you can see, this sort of joins onto the main entrance building around the railway. It just slots in really nicely. I really don't understand how I got this to slot in so nicely. And I also don't understand why I put some poplar tree autumn there that doesn't look like it should be there at all. So I got rid of that right now. By the way, if you do want to view this on the Steam Workshop, if you've got Planet Coaster, just search up Lake Greenwood Phase 1 on the Steam Workshop. It should come up, and you can do work to it. However, you will need quite a few of the DLCs. So if you want to do proper work to it and save your work, you will need to own pretty much all of the DLCs. I've probably not used the Monsters pack, maybe. Or unless I used them for the cars, but I'm not entirely certain. But you need quite a few DLC packs, as I own them all. Just didn't really think about what I was using. I just sort of placed what I found. And this queue line for the water coaster is kind of strange. This is the pirate area, by the way. As you can see, it gives you quite similar vibes to my current pirate area, just making them a bit different. I put this pirate ship on top of the station. I also put barrels in the station. As you can see, I was very creative with this park. I just didn't always think about realism. I did sometimes, but not always. As you can see. So, I'm practically talking to myself at the moment by the looks of it, as unfortunately no one is watching this live stream. But we're still gonna have a look around, maybe have a ride on a few of the roller coasters. To start off with the lamest one, since no one's watching. And I got some name suggestions for a few of my friends and family members, and I don't know why I ever accepted this name, Castle Block, so I'm just going to call this Castle Roller Coaster. I don't know what to call it, but Castle Block doesn't really fit. I don't really get it. I just kind of put it there because I didn't know what else to put. But let's go on this roller coaster. The lamest roller coaster is a 2-lap special junior roller coaster for the kiddie fairy tale area at Lake Greenwood, surrounded by these alpine trees in the fantasy forest. And then you go through this building, around a really slow turn, then into a really big head chopper, over this airtime hill that doesn't give you any airtime, and it goes back round for a second lap. Lamest ride ever. Anyway, we should jump into the best area in the park now. The Wild West area. Now, the Wild West area looks alright at the day, but wait until I change this park to night time. Look at this. Just the entire thing. I think we'll be spending most of this video in night mode. As you can see, this is incredible at night time. And especially the Mediterranean area. I don't know if it's lagging on your video anyway. I would not be surprised. I mean, look at the amount of lights in this. This ride is the Vine Swing. It's an S&S giant swing, this ride. And I sort of thought, in this Mediterranean themed areas, it could be vines. So I called that Vine Swing and put green lights around this. I've also got Dolphin Leap, this round circular sort of ride here, which has got blue lights. I've got my roller coaster here, and my single route roller coaster, which is called Poseidon. Called it Poseidon. It's a Greek. It's a sort of Greek myth. Well, Greek god, not Greek myth, but I don't know why I put in Mediterranean area. That's the only name suggestion I got when building it, so I put it in. Like I said, there's quite a few silly names in this theme park, but just ignore the names. I just sort of did lots of theming. So let's ride this single rail roller coaster. Second roller coaster, 14-mile-per-hour lift hill. For some reason, up the lift hill. Got the wrong settings. Stops at the top of the lift hill. Got the wrong block brake settings. You have to put train dispatch waiting time, or it's going to stop at the top of the lift hill. What is going on? Better as well speed it up. Right, here we go. On Poseidon. A rubbish name. I hope you guys can come up with better names for my current theme park, Buccaneer Blast. Thank you, Nimex, for that name. Much better name than Poseidon in a Mediterranean area. I mean, Greece is in Mediterranean, but it sort of doesn't follow all the theme of Mediterranean. And when I also finished this, it went through quite a few trees there, as you saw. As I say, this is my final completed version. Well, my first completed version, not my final, as I'm currently making a lot of edits to it. So that was that version, but I am going to go on to my currently edited version here that I am making. I have destroyed all the resort and the Mediterranean themed area, and also there's this big fireworks show that I moved to the lake from a corner. So I am going to go on to the proper one. that I'm currently working on, which might take another few minutes to load, because there is so much packed into it. Oh, hi Nimex! I was just talking about your name. Sorry, I haven't been on the live chat. But thanks for that name, Buccaneer Blast, by the way. Just loading up the current worked on version. Yeah, Buccaneer Blast. Good name. Good name. It certainly fits in. Since you missed the start, Nimex, we are, at the start, I did mention, that there is 2 Planet Coaster videos, coming on, it's coming on Friday, the standard Planet Coaster day this YouTube channel has. And we are doing 2 videos, but first off I'm finishing that pirate themed area with the wooden and inverted roller coaster, and I'm also doing a really cool pirate showcase video with the same epic music that's the onboard audio of Buccaneer Blast. So I'm using that music, but the actual full version of it, because I did do an edited version of it for the onboard audio, because the actual audio track is longer than Buccaneer Blast itself. So I got the best parts of it, but I'm actually doing the full version of the showcase. So that's what you can expect this Friday. So, this is my currently edited version that we are making, and if anybody else is watching, I'm not quite sure, we will have a play of this fireworks show, just under 2 minutes long, just a short fireworks show that took me like 3 hours to work on, quite good for a Planet Coaster fireworks show. I still like the result it came out in though. And certainly the music the Planet Coaster had preset. I forgot what it was called, but it was some sort of fireworks mix music that was on. So we're just starting here. So we got this big bang to start off to impress you. Then I started shooting off red fireworks. Like I said, this is my first attempt at a show, so there is quite a few repeated fireworks. But I'll see what I can do in the future in fireworks shows. I'm sure there'll be a fireworks show in my current theme park that I'm working on. But since I'm live, I decided to go onto this theme park, and I'm not going to go on my currently worked on theme park. Friday is the assigned day for that theme park, and I don't want to give away any secrets before the showcase video releases this Friday. But we've got some four-way fireworks, some stars, some circular ones, and after that I just had this idea of adding the park's name. Don't know why I did that. See, Lake Greenwood. I'd like to know if anyone wants me to go on to Virtual Towers Online, if you've seen that. It is a full one-to-one recreation of the theme park Alton Towers, which is one of my which is one of the theme parks that is in my country, the United Kingdom. So, and there's people working on it. It's a full one-to-one recreation of it. Still in work in progress, and I can also go out of bounds on it. So, if anyone who's never been to Alton Towers before wants to see exactly what it looks like, I can pop onto Virtual Towers Online if you like. I'm open to any suggestions you have for this live stream. Yes, Alton Towers is definitely the best theme park in the UK, and if you ever go there, then I will definitely recommend going on Nemesis. This is the best ride there, and it's currently having a full retrack work done to it. So basically, the ride was getting a bit old, and they are now retracking the track, the whole thing, apart from the lift hill and brake run, just like what happened on the Incredible Hulk at Universal's Islands of Adventure. They're doing the same work to that they are doing to Nemesis, and it reopens in 2024. And for some odd reason, Alton Towers thought it would be a good idea to advertise it was closing forever at the end of last year to get people to come to the park, which I think is a bit of a cheeky tactic. Yes, I'd like to see your small island, Nimex. See if you've done any good roller coasters or theming. We do that, and then we can go check out Virtual Towers Online. And there is 2 versions of the game. Part of it has just over a quarter of the park, I say, and the most recent version has Forbidden Valley, which is Nemesis, the Blade, and they also put a past ride in it, which is Ripsaw, but Galactica's not in it. So I'd like you to post the Steam Workshop link in the live chat, so I can get to it if you would, and I'll definitely go and check it out. So let me find your island, Limex. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Certainly like to see how good this is. Can't seem to find it. Could you it might be a bit easier to access if you post it in the live chat. I don't see any URL if you tried entering it. For all I know, links are allowed, but I can try and still find it. What's the name of your creation? And that should be a help. And then I can find it on the Steam Workshop. So it was blocked by YouTube. That's strange. I'm pretty sure I have links allowed, but I'll look for that name in the Steam Workshop. So I'm just gonna go onto the Steam Workshop now. Search that. Yeah, I found it. Right, now time to exit to the main menu. And let's go and look at this small island. See what good work Nimex has done on Planet Coaster. Oh, didn't mean to press Korea there. Not big fan of the Korea mode in Planet Coaster, I've got to say. I mean, I tried it for a little bit. It wasn't my favourite. I don't know. I might have to reboot the game for this. Sorry about the black screen a second. Just that I have to reboot the game, as for some reason it usually wants me to refresh the game after I've subscribed to stuff on the Steam Workshop, which is a bit annoying. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, it was the second one. There was two, was there? Let me check again. No, it's there. I'm pretty sure I got the right one. Let me check. Oh, it's the second one in downloads. Oh, I'm blind. That was silly. I'm prone to doing stuff like that. Something's literally there and I can't see it. Bit silly of me. Yes, you see, I'm the opposite to you. I'm not that great at coasters. I'm alright, but I'm great at theming. So, but I've got to say, I have been impressed. I have been impressed with your with my theming and your roller coasters as well. Oh, I forgot what I was saying there. But this Woody looks like a really good layout. Yes, I like the look of this. Custom supports on the lift hill, cool. Wooden beams, never seen that before, but I've got to say it suits the ride well. And even making it really realistic with those bars. Those bars remind me of Shambhala and Dragon Khan at Portaventura World in Spain, and both of them, that is a sit down and a hyper roller coaster. In fact, Shambhala's my second favourite roller coaster, and Dragon Khan's my fourth. They're really good rides. I've been on 83 roller coasters, so still not much of a choice really. But they're really good rides. They both have those beams. And in the same sort of angle, sort of off-center with the lift hill. Great realistic design, Nimex. So let's have a ride on this ride. you're probably wondering why when I test it, no test dummies come up. Well, I actually installed a mod where if you go into the game's Windows 64 park staff and characters or something settings, you can replace it with an invisible file that someone has made on the Nexus mods. So I got rid of the test dummies as they are not my favourite whatsoever. But here we go on the wooden roller coaster. Little airtime and round a downward helix. Nice smooth start, I've got to say. Lovely. But one thing about the wooden coasters in Planet Coaster is the fact that it certainly seems to almost, on the right, have the same appearance as a steel roller coaster, if you know what I mean. It doesn't shake around at all. It just looks like a smooth ride on any wooden coaster you ride on Planet Coaster. It just looks like a smooth ride, when in real life, wooden coasters are nothing like that. So, if Planet Coaster 2 ever comes, I'd like them to make a rickety effect to riding woodies in Planet Coaster. Don't you think that would be a good idea? And what do we have here? Never built one of these roller coasters before. I don't actually know what model of ride this is in real life. So we're going up like a vertical lift till now, right? Sort of gives me the impressions of a Wait, is it a Eurofighter? I don't know if it is a Gertzlauer Eurofighter, because there is two models. This could be a Gertzlauer Eurofighter, or it might not be. I'll have a look in a second. But nice layout anyway. Oh, nice slow over the crest. With these amazing skills on the layout, I'd like to know if I've never played this game before, but I'd like to know if you have ever made any roller coasters in No Limits 2, as it certainly seems like a step up from Planet Coaster, No Limits 2. So I'd like to know if you ever make any stuff. You've never tried it. Well, if you like building roller coasters in Planet Coaster, yeah, I agree. It does look difficult. I've seen some videos on it, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I do stick to Planet Coaster. So, as the roller coasters definitely suit my needs. The only thing it could do is a few different models, really. So it could do with a proper Mack Extreme spinning roller coaster, like my favourite roller coaster in the world, which is the Ride to Happiness, which is a similar ride to what's it called? Time Traveller at Silver Dollar City. It's the same type of ride. You can sort of make one if you disable track limits, but it doesn't give you any pre-made inversion options, which I tend to use, but I'm not so good at the coaster building settings in Planet Coaster, so I tend to use the pre-made inversion. I don't make my own inversions very often, so that's difficult to me as well, but it does seem like you could do some good things with it, I can imagine. Nice mini islands though. Still gives me some nice vibes with the tropical theme that you're going for here. Even though it's in the deciduous landscape, you made a very tropical feel. You've got enough foliage to make standard bits of theming, like that. And this building isn't that bad either. Something I'd recommend with buildings in Planet Coaster, if you didn't know this, is that different shaped buildings can certainly make your park feel a lot more alive. But when you build square buildings, when you add turrets to the edges, it certainly makes them feel a lot more detailed. As I added turrets to my big entrance building in my current theme park that I'm building. Yeah, so we'll be back in 20 minutes, I'm pretty sure. Just having a nice time playing around on Planet Coaster. See you soon then. If anyone's watching this, one of my favourite other theme park YouTube channels is Theme Park Worldwide, another British YouTuber, and he has built parks on Planet Coaster before. So what I am going to be doing is going on to his original park, Volcano Springs, and I'm going to compare his pirate area to how I think mine's coming along, since it was one of his very first areas back in 2016. I expect he is a little bit better than me. Now, but he has been playing since 2016 and me just 2020. But we'll see how his skills was when he started playing Planet Coaster. My pirate area was 2 years into me building the games. Let's compare his new pirate area that he spent lots of time on to my pirate area, how it's coming along. One thing that's lacking from my pirate area that I am a little bit annoyed about is that there isn't any water rides in pirate areas. Normally about ships, and there's often water rides in actual pirate areas, like Sean's pirate area here, the person from Theme Park Worldwide. But I'm kind of making up for it because I am going to be building some docks in a sort of dockyard in my theme park to finish off my episode this week. This is my favourite YouTuber's first theme park. I've got to say a lot of it is better than my skills at the moment. He just put a lot more time and effort into it than I have. Although his Wild West area could definitely improve in my opinion. But when he got into it a bit, his entrance area is very realistic, very symmetrical and detailed, in my opinion. I do like symmetrical stuff, and especially his volcano around here is really good. His sci-fi area, sort of gone for a rocky, sort of a orange rocky feel for his sci-fi area. I actually quite like it. Sci-fi can be very versatile, but science fiction is just space, and in space there is many different planets. So in my opinion, just like this, sci-fi can be very versatile. And I like his orange rock sort of feel that he made. And here is his pirate area, which he did just cover in rocks, alpine rocks to be precise. As you saw, I covered my wooden coaster in rocks, but not my entire area. But I've got to say, it does work out pretty nicely. But in my opinion, I've actually worked on the theming a lot more than he has, because he just put in loads of rocks. You can see that he is improving with his latest theme parks, I've got to say. But these rocks are sort of a bit bland, in my opinion, in places. Still some good work, though. And this is a bit like me with my tempo error. His computer started struggling, so this was the turnout of his fairy tower area. Even mine in Lake Greenwood was better than this, but that can't be helped because of his graphics. Just like what happened to me in my adventure area. Still, a nice attempt that he put in, and his sci-fi area is definitely very nice, in my opinion. With the launch torque roller coaster. I don't know what manufacturer this is meant to be in the game. You can tell many roller coasters in Planet Coaster what it's gonna be, but in my what manufacturer they actually are, because they don't tell you actually in game. One of my favourite parts of his original theme park has got to be the entrance area, though. It is very realistic and has a very nice feel to it, in my opinion. Much better than I could ever do with an entrance area, but that was one of his later on projects. And he also put so much theming into this spooky dark ride that he made. If I can actually get into it, because it went underground at one point, but he makes it feel flawless, which has inspired me to do that on a lot of my creations of Planet Coaster. Add a sort of really thin floor to stuff to make these rides feel flawless. But he did do lots of stuff with his spooky rides, as you can see. Very much theming. Just a lot of theming. Anyway, on to the next thing in Planet Coaster, I presume. Just as what I decide to do whilst no one is watching. Wonder if we'll have any more viewers tonight. I'll just keep an eye on the live chat for a little bit. Currently no one is viewing my live stream, unfortunately. Oh, is that a viewer? Oh, hello, welcome to the live stream. We've got a viewer back on. Welcome to this theme park live stream. We're currently on Planet Coaster, but feel free to ask me any questions you like in the live chat. What I'm going to be doing next is I am going to be going onto Virtual Towers Online, which is a full recreation of it's a full recreation. The Alton Towers Resort, one of my favourite theme parks in my country, the United Kingdom. So we are going to boot that up. And to start off, we're going to go on to the bigger version of the game. Welcome to Virtual Towers Online, anybody who's watching. This is currently the biggest version of Virtual Towers Online, and the gameplay video I did this back in November of 2022 is currently my most viewed video on Airtime Studios. Welcome back to version 2.2.3191, everybody, of Virtual Towers Online. Forbidden Valley on Virtual Towers Online, the work they have done to this. But anyway, we're gonna jump in to the main version of Virtual Towers Online, which should be updated to add Forbidden Valley in time. But unfortunately, since Forbidden Valley is on the other side of the park, the areas leading up to Forbidden Valley have not been completed. So unfortunately, this will not be updated until probably all of the areas on that side of the park have been updated. When I first heard about this update, I thought it was going to be the whole left-hand side of the park, but I was wrong, and they've certainly delivered something better with one area, but so many more features they could have done with just producing what they did before. Welcome to Virtual Towers Online, everybody! And for some reason it's really dark, so I might have to change around some settings. What have we got this on? Why is post-process blanked out and view distance? I'm really confused. Well, high certainly seems to make it brighter, so we keep it on the high. See how it copes. Since my computer was having a few issues recently, but without any upgrades they have been fixed, so I can now have many of my different games that I play high graphics. As you can see, I just made Virtual Towers Online brighter, and look at that sun glaring down on the corkscrew. Very interesting. I don't know if anybody is watching, but if they are, I am in Virtual Towers Online, a one-to-one recreation of one of my theme parks in my local country, the United Kingdom. This is definitely one of my favourite in my country, Alton Towers. So let's jump in to the lovely opening music of the Alton Towers theme park. on Tower Street, an iconic but boring street, for the opening of the UK's biggest theme park that happens to only be over 500 acres due to the massive gardens in the middle, which absolutely serves no purpose in the theme park. But it is built around, but for some reason they decided to build it around ancient ruins and gardens that are really old and have listed buildings and build restrictions, and they built in an area where they can't build above the local tree line. So kind of not the ideal area for Alton Towers, but with what they can only do, they have managed to make some very interesting things, such as Nemesis, a Bollinger and Mameyard inverted coaster, which is the same model to the massive Mod 2 at Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay. However, this Nemesis is a lot smaller, but they've managed to make the most of it, building a massive pit down and spending most of their money on the ride, digging the pit, and then using the terrain to interact with the ride. So that's what they have done with Alton Tower. It's very interesting to know all that stuff. And when this update was released, Alton Towers was celebrating 40 years. So here is their birthday cake that was there in 2020. During COVID, had to be Alton Towers' 40th year, unfortunately. Anyway, so we can get on the ride quicker. Let's go and get some Fast Pass. Then box office. Hi, I want unlimited Fast Pass with gold. Okay, that'll be £95 per person. 10 times more expensive than your ticket to pay that you paid to get in. Fast Track is a joke at Alton Towers. Honestly, it's so not worth it. But it does get horrendously busy. Especially the Spinball Wizard, for absolutely no apparent reason, gets really busy. So let's take a ride on this family spinning roller coaster manufactured by Mara. Same people who make Krushy's coaster at Disneyland Paris, as a matter of fact. Been on that roller coaster, went to Disneyland Paris back in 2018. Went on one of my first big roller coasters there, the Big Thunder Mountain. Really enjoyed it when I went on it. So let's go and ride the Spinball Wizard and see why there's always 45-minute queue for a painful spinning experience. There's certainly no reason why this ride should exist. I'd rather there be an extension to the kids' IP area, CBBS Land. Certainly be a lot better themed. This is just a random pinball machine themed. That's a painful ride. 10 times worse than the this family spinning coaster that was made by Mara for Merlin's other park at the time, Dragon's Fury. They made them both at the same time as similar investments, but Dragon's Fury came out as the superior one.
Hold tight, here we go!
It's back, hold tight, here we go! That's funny though. That is funny, in my opinion, that voice. One of the best parts of Spinball Wizard is heads back, hold tight, here we go! Unfortunately, like I said, it is quite a painful ride, especially with all the sections of block brakes they have on it. And right at the end, the actual brakes, for some reason, have this extendable bar that is shoved onto the train to give you pain in your legs. Worst experience at Alton Towers. Oh, hi, titanium coasters. I'm sorry, but I haven't been looking at the live chat at the moment. As for some reason I can't really get this open playing Virtual Towers Online. Right, if you want to know my PC stats, I was having a few problems with it recently, but it has been upgraded recently. My graphics card is a NVIDIA GeForce. It's a NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 Ti. So that is my graphics card at the moment. Not quite sure of many other opponents in my computer. I can look them up if you want in my system information. But the graphics card is the main thing to running games like that. It does say the requirements for Virtual Towers Online, which I can search up for you. Do I play Stumble Guys? I don't play Stumble Guys, but I occasionally play Fall Guys, the better version on my computer. Not very often though, but I can play it if you like. I can play Fall Guys if you like on my PC. But the requirements for Virtual Towers Online, I'm just looking up for you if you ever want to upgrade your computer for it. So it should say on the website, hopefully, which it's not saying. So let me just search up system requirements for it on the internet. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's saying. But I'm pretty sure it said somewhere. So, sorry about the issues there. Unfortunately, I cannot find the requirements, but I do have a custom-made PC, so I don't know much about it. Titanium coasters, would you have any recommendations for what you would like me to do on this live stream? I can play Planet Coaster if you like, that I did earlier in this video. I'll build a roller coaster or something. Or you could have any questions. This live stream is all up to the viewers, so ask any questions you like. Go ahead, I don't really mind. Just did this live stream for fun. See what people think of it. For some reason it won't let me off of Spimble Wizard, so I think I'm gonna have to go around again for this bumpy ride. Bit annoying, really. Anyway, that is kind of the older version of Virtual Towers Online. I did say I was gonna go on to the newer version. So let's go on to the tech demo of Virtual Towers Online for Forbidden Valley, which does include my favourite roller coaster in the park, Nemesis. And it's also my third favourite roller coaster in the world. Fourth, actually. almost forgot about Foden Timber Coaster, a fabulous Great Coasters International wooden roller coaster at Europa Park in Germany. Went there last summer. Great stay in the Hotel Bell Rock, and went on all of the big roller coasters there. And the 3 big ones there all slot into my top 10, since I've only been on 83 roller coasters so far. Hopefully I should get up to 100 roller coasters this year. That would certainly be a great milestone for me, 100 roller coasters, as I am going to the Netherlands in May, bit of a teaser, and since not many people are watching this, I will be going to Efteling and Wallaby Holland to ride my first RMC roller coaster, Untamed, which you might have heard of since you posted it on your which one would you remove? So about the Stumble Guys, I don't play Stumble Guys, but I do play the better version. Fall Guys, it is on my PC. It is called Fall Guys. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's basically just an advanced version of Stumble Guys. Stumble Guys is basically like the mobile version. Really, I don't know if they're made by the same people. I assume they are, but it's basically the same thing. But I have played Fall Guys occasionally on my PC. But anyway, this is the newer version of Virtual Towers on online here. Oh, oh, hi, welcome back, Nimex. We are currently on Virtual Towers Online, the latest version of it, which only includes one area at the moment. But if you wanted to go to more than one area in the theme park and see the work in progress that they're doing, because they are doing a few past projects, because at the past in Alton Towers, many enthusiasts enjoyed a lot more things in the past at Virtual Towers on Alton Towers. Sorry, not the game, at Alton Towers. So the people making Virtual Towers are working on a few older projects, which I found out using an out-of-bounds glitch, well, not a glitch, just sort of a camera unlocker for Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine is the Unreal Engine is a game maker, and they also make this. But here is my 4th favourite roller coaster in the world. Definitely my favourite ride in the country I live in, the United Kingdom. This is Nemesis, currently undergoing a full retrack work. Kind of like the same thing that happened to the Incredible Hulk coaster at Universal's Islands of Adventure, and this ride is the same model as well as Mod 2 at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay, just a smaller version due to the fact that Alton Towers aren't allowed to build above the local tree line, so it interacts with the terrain very nicely, as you can see here. And it also used to have red blood waterfalls as well. Yes, Nimex, Nemesis will be the same layout. What I meant about Islands of Adventures, I said that what I meant, if I said Mod 2 was at Islands of Adventure, I meant Busch Gardens Tampa Bay, obviously, and I also said about what I meant about the retrack work is that it's undergoing a similar work to to the Hulk Coaster at Islands of Adventure, which is a different model of roller coaster, the sit-down roller coaster to be precise. And they did the same work that they're doing to Nemesis, the same retract from the top of the lift hill to the brake run in exactly the same layout. Funny enough, recently they have what was I saying? There's been rumours that it's going to come back. It's going to come back with black track as the B&M track factory in the US. If you look on Google Street View at the B&M factory, there is the replacement track for Nemesis sitting there on Google Street View, and also an Instagram user there also posted that same track being black. So we don't know if Nemesis is gonna have black track, and the person who made Nemesis, the man, the myth, the legend, John Wardley, in his Q&A with Lift Hills and Thrills, would not reveal if Nemesis had black track. So I think that's an indication that it will have black track, because if it wasn't going to come back that way, John's the sort of guy that would say, no, it's not going to have black track. Inverted coasters, I actually like them, but I know what you mean of sickness and sort. They are very intense roller coasters. The same way that if I ride at the end of the day and I get really tired if it's a long day, if I've ever ridden Nemesis at the end of a day, then I normally get a headache, I'm not gonna lie. So I do know what you mean about it making you feel sick. They are very intense rides, but they are one of my favourite models of roller coaster, especially Nemesis here. So let's enter the queue and go and have a ride on Nemesis. And also, in the latest version of this game, you can also operate Nemesis here. One of my favourite views of Nemesis in real life is this view. I know it so well that this is almost spot on to my view in real life that I get of this. If you watch my Nemesis off-ride footage video that I posted back in November, you will see this shot and see how similar it looks. They are really inclined, the people who make this game, to making it so real to real life. It is great. For some reason, it's not very touched up in places this isn't, and there's some random invisible walls on tiny dots in the paths, which is a bit annoying. But anyway, let's go and ride Nemesis. I'd like to know what everyone's favourite roller coaster is in the live chat. My favourite roller coaster is the Ride to Happiness at Plopsaland, Japan, a Mack Extreme spinning roller coaster similar to Time Traveller at Silver Dollar City. That is my favourite roller coaster. For Cobra SRCs, I totally agree, Nemex. If you ever go to Blackpool Pleasure Beach, a warning, do not ride Infusion. This makes it even worse. It is a relocated Vekoma SLC. A relocated one. You know how much rougher rides become when they're relocated. It's a standard layout Vekoma SLC that's been relocated from another theme park, and it is an absolute headbanger, and I absolutely hate it. To make matters worse, when I went on it with other people last year, someone said that it was the best coaster there, and that was very controversial. Yes, and they've got the standard restraints. I hate the head banging. It really makes you feel ill in Fusion at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. But anyway, here we go on Nemesis. Virtual Towers Online. What I can also do on Nemesis is whilst we're moving, I can make it nighttime whilst we're moving. As you can see, Nemesis comes alive at night with these red lights. That's the only thing I'm worried about. If Nemesis comes back with black track, the red lights are no longer going to reflect very well if it goes from white to black track. Will it? As this red light is absolutely iconic for Nemesis. Isn't El Toro the wooden roller coaster at Six Flags Great Adventure? Or is there another El Toro? You lost game audio. It might be the fact that when I go to check the live chat, it does mute the game for me as well. So when I check the live chat, I have to, for some, if any of you know how to put the tab of the live chat on a full screen application, then could you tell me? Because to check the live chat, I have to go on to Google Chrome. Even if I had, I know how to add it to a separate tab, but if I click the game, it just disappears, doesn't it? So if you know how to add the live chat over a full screen application, I'd certainly love to know. Yes, I not a streamer on Twitch, but I can still try and get this live chat to sort of work, because I can pop it out onto a new tab. Yeah, that's not working, unfortunately. So the game audio will be lost for a few seconds throughout this video. If you've been on El Toro, have you been on King Dakar is what I'd love to know. The tallest roller coaster in the world. I've been on Red Force, the currently second tallest roller coaster in the world. It's currently the second tallest roller coaster that's operating because, as you probably both know, Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point is currently closed for, well, we know reasons. Coming back in 2024, maybe some work done to it by Zamperla, by the sounds of it. But since that's happening, I've been on the currently second tallest roller coaster in the world that's actually operating. What's it like going on the tallest roller coaster in the world? It's sad that Dragster is currently closed. I'd like to go to Cedar Point when I visit America. Well, if I visit America in the next few years. It's just so expensive with the price of living going up in the UK. If you haven't heard that, the plane trips to America is just far too expensive. I don't know if how the cost of living is being affected in America, or if there isn't any. But in the UK, it's just really expensive to travel at the moment. So we can only really travel around Europe as the flights to America are far too expensive. But in the near future, I'd love to go to America. Yes, Yes, lap bars are a lot better on roller coasters, for sure. I love that Mac Mega Coasters, Mac Launch Roller Coasters, a bit like Copperhead Strike at Carowinds. That's a Mac Mega Roller Coaster. Have lap bars. It's certainly a lot more comfortable. And B&M Hyper Coasters, for that matter. They're the two most comfortable seats I've ever sat in on a roller coaster. But B&M standard over-the-shoulder restraints like Nemesis has here aren't that bad. Anyway, what I'm gonna go do now is operate Nemesis. So we're currently in automatic mode, and let me change it back to day just to make it slightly less laggy. I don't even know if I changed it to day or what. There we go. It's day now. Right, so what we can do is we can change this from automatic to manual mode. And then, well, now we can open the gates here with the G button. People get in, on the ride everybody, invisible people, shut the gates, shut the harnesses. Now all we need to do is wait for the block break, so we have to access security cameras. Wait for the train to go around. I really don't like the fact how the monorail is just stranded above the Helix and Nemesis, because the monorail doesn't work in this game. They've decided to just strand it in Forbidden Valley, which is kind of creepy in my opinion. Right, now that's gone on, we should be able to dispatch the train. Favorite video of yours? Probably your YouTube short of my Galactica Mission 2 that Nimex edited. In fact, on Planet Coaster. Like having a YouTube short of my own. Although your Pantheon video is pretty good. Love the quality of it. And the Horizon Locked part. I do like Horizon Locked POVs. If either of you have been on a B&M flying coaster, comment down below which ones you've been on. As I've been on the first one, Galactica Alton Towers, which opened as air. So that does hold... Alton Towers does hold quite a few records, so I've been on their first flying roller coaster, which is alright, I've got to say. It's not my favourite. Can I... Oh, I've just been waiting far too long. I just realised the train's stacking up. Focusing on the comments. Superman Ultimate Flight. Rough. I didn't know if any B&Ms were rough, apart from the Kraken at SeaWorld Orlando. Is Superman Flight really that rough? Because Galactica, I'm really quite surprised that it's that rough, because Galactica at Alton Towers is like the smoothest ride there, but also the most boring ride there. Kraken isn't rough. Well, not from what I've heard actually, but it might not have been rough recently. Don't know what they might have changed the wheels or something. But when I last heard about it, the Kraken was rough apparently. Six Flags maintenance, Six Flags experiences that I've heard of. Yeah. Yes, I have heard of many different experiences at Six Flags. I watch another YouTuber, theme park YouTuber from my own country called Theme Park Worldwide. They went on a massive if you didn't know, American road trip for 3 weeks. Never got any sleep. And one of the times they went to Six Flags, they had such a terrible experience. And I also heard Coaster Studios, one of the American YouTubers out there, also had an experience with security there just because of cameras or something. Of different policies that were going around, and in the end, they got an apology from someone like higher up in ranks. But at one point, it sounded like they got talking to by the police, which doesn't sound like a pleasant experience. Yep, National Roller Coaster Day. I did a crazy challenge for National Roller Coaster Day last year. I was at Europa Park in Germany, and on the busiest day of the year, I managed to get the original challenge just to ride all of the roller coasters in. I managed to ride all the roller coasters in Europa Park on like the busiest day ever. All 13 of them in speed order. That I was meant to do it in speed order, but in the end, I just managed to do them all. I wouldn't have done it, though, but I did manage to. I don't really mind saying this, but I probably will in one of my vlogs this year. But due to a condition I have, I am not that good at big queuers in theme parks. So because of a condition I have, I am allowed to get a disabled pass at different parks, which has different limitations. At parks like Disney, they just let me use it all the time whenever I want. But mainly in the UK, you have to do virtual waiting, if you've ever heard of that, if they do it in parks in America. So it's basically a virtual waiting system most of the time. So that's probably what you'll see in some of my vlogs if I go to any theme parks this year, which I have planned out a few trips. I'm riding my first RMC in in the Netherlands this May. So yes. Can't wait to ride my first RMC, Untamed at Wallaby Holland. If anyone's been on both, which is better between Iron Gwazi and Steel Vengeance? Now, one last thing I do before I'm gonna finish off this stream is I'm going to operate Ripsaw to get a few spins in. This is a Huss top spin. It's gonna let me operate it on my own. So here goes nothing. So the key to do. So there goes a couple of flips on Ripsaw, this Huss top swim, but the key to doing a few is by trapping it at the top and then sending it round and releasing it about 3/4 of the way through. As you can see, I've got a couple of flips in there as well, and I can also hang them and get them wet. What a surprise! Virtual Towers Online is really cool. If you want to see me exploring the entire thing, just check out my full gameplay from last month, January, and I also explored Out of Bounds. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this live stream. I'm gonna have to end it off in a minute. If you've got any last minute questions, just post them in the live chat. And just for the final 5 minutes of this stream, we're just go for a few questions in the live chat. The most intense coaster I've ridden, well, it's probably I've got to say Dragon Khan at Portaventura World, a B&M sit-down coaster. I'm trying to think if I've been on a more intense roller coaster than that, but I think it's got to be Dragon Khan. Although Oblivion at Alton Towers, the world's first dive coaster, is pretty intense. You literally lose your breath in the tunnel if you've ever heard of Oblivion. But Oblivion is a controversial ride, as it's literally one drop and that's it. I mean, some people call a dive coaster over after the drop, but Oblivion's literally over after the first drop. Oh yeah, I have heard about how intense Intimidator 305 is. Even one of my favourite YouTube channels, Sean from Theme Park Worldwide, he goes on them all the time. And when he went on Intimidator 305, he said he pretty much greyed out, or like half blacked out. That kind of means. I'd love to ride Fury 325, the B&M Giga roller coaster. It's consistently ranked top still coaster in the Golden Ticket Awards. One of the first coasters that made me fall in love with coasters. But I've never been to the UK. Yeah, there's quite a few good theme parks in the UK. If you ever go, I'd definitely recommend Alton Towers and Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Yes, and Iron Gwazi also stole Still Vengeance's place in this YouTubers ranking that he does every year now. I don't know what the hype is about Iron Gwazi. I think next year, since it's brand new, we'll see what people actually think of it, since it's just a brand new RMC, but I'm still pretty sure it is really good. I mean, I'm lucky to have ridden my first 1.4 meter roller coaster when I was 9 years old, as I am quite tall for my age. So when I was 9, I managed to ride Galactica Alton Towers, the world's first flying coaster, which is my first 1.4 roller coaster. So basically that was also my first B&M roller coaster, best roller coaster manufacturer. One final thing before we go. Write your favourite roller coaster manufacturer in the comments. Let me guess, both RMC. B&M is currently my favourite manufacturer, and I'll probably keep that way until I've been on a big RMC like Aiguazi. Yep, RMC. Yeah, there we go. I'd love to go on a massive RMC. It's so on my bucket list, because I don't know if Untamed would do it for me, but I'm still excited to ride it. But anyway, that will wrap up my live stream. And I will have a good night. Thanks for joining Nemex and Titanium Coasters, and I'll see you. And I will be posting two Planet Coaster videos on Friday where I finish off my pirate area. Goodbye, everybody.